All right, folks, welcome to our morning mentorship call. We do this call every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at chairman1000.com. We've been doing this for the past several years now, and our goal is really just to help impact people, change habits to successful habits, successful thoughts, and really to get you to the next level, no matter what you're doing in life, whether it's in network marketing, whether you're trading, whether you're running a business, whatever that thing is, and you want to change, you want good health, we're going to talk about that today. How to change, okay, or how to commit. That's the difference. That means it's something that's voluntary. How to commit to change. See, if you don't want to change, you will not change. Let me make sure I have all the lines muted here. If you don't want to change, you will not change, okay? And this is what's very important about change is it has to be a decision, okay? And there has to be some awareness. You ever met someone, you know that they got some issues, but they think they're perfectly fine. They don't even know they got to change. Okay, it's because they're unaware. But we know that there is absolutely an issue in this world. Why do we know that? Okay, 8% of people, only 8% of people in this world reach their goals. 8%. So that means over 92% of people, okay, don't achieve their goals. So this New Year is coming up, come January 1st. Everyone on this call, I'm sure you're going to set New Year's resolutions, resolve, right? Resolve means that I'm committed. That's what it is. It's a resolve. This is what we're doing. I'm not going to be broke anymore. I'm not going to do this anymore. Why? We have these standards that we set for ourselves. I'm going to accumulate $10,000. I'm going to make more money, or I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And we set all these goals. And why don't we achieve them? 8% of people only reach their goals. There's a reason for that, okay? We have good intentions, but I don't feel that we go through the process of creating the successful habits or the successful thoughts or the successful beliefs that back them, okay? And that's a problem. And sometimes what happens is our subconscious, our automatic programs, which we're going to talk about, our automatic programs kick in when we don't know what to do, right? They say practice makes perfect. It's not about the practice. It's about habits. If you practice something over and over and over again, it becomes a habit, and your habits are automatic programs. So no matter what's going on, you could be, not paying attention, but your habits are automatic. So they just happen. So what happens is you've had habits that have been built up in you, whether it comes from your parents, your aunties, uncles, your circle, your friends. There are certain things that you have built up in you in your automatic programs that automatically kick in, especially when you're not aware of them. So today we're going to make you aware of your thoughts and your beliefs, because if I make you aware of them, then you can actually change them. And if I can change your thoughts and your beliefs, I can change your habits. And if we change your habits, we change your automatic programs. And if we change your automatic programs, we change your past to where you can now focus on your future. The problem is most people don't change because they keep on bringing their past to their future, right? Those automatic programs keep making the same exact decision. And you're like, man, why? You already knew that, but you do it anyway. Have you ever done something? You're like, why did I do that? Like after you did, you're like, why did I do that? I knew better. It's because you didn't do it. Your automatic programs did it. And then it just happened. And you're like, why did I do it? Well, you really didn't do it. Your body, something that was embodied inside of you, did it, okay? And you weren't aware that it was happening. Then when you became aware, you were like, oh my God, that happened. Why? Automatic programs. And we're going to talk about that today, okay? So 8% of people, accomplish their goals per year. We want to up that. Our goal is to impact people, impact you, okay? And guess what? Success is contagious. The way that you move is contagious. So as you get better people around, you're going to get better as well too, okay? Only 5% of people in the world are financially free. You ever realize that? Only 5% of people are financially free. Think about that. Out of this whole world, 5%. Why? Especially in America. Well, really in America, 5% in America, one of the richest countries in the world. Some of you, if you read, I listen to it every morning, The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. He really breaks this thing down of why that happens, right? Why are some people successful? Why are some people not? And he talks about habits, okay? Same thing, he goes into it. So only 5% of people are financially free in America, which is one of the richest countries in the world. And of course, that should be a much bigger number. And then lastly, we look at some other things like why do 50% of marriages end in divorce, okay? Because now we have to commit to another person. We become one, right? And that can be difficult if you're not committed to change. See, what people want to do when they come into a marriage, into a covenant together, right? They feel they don't have to change. Hey, this is who I am, right? This is what I do, right? Maybe that part, maybe you were doing something that's not, in good for the marriage, but you were used to doing it while you were single. Now, here's the catch, y'all. Let's make it make sense. If you were doing it while you were single, okay, and then you come into your marriage and it's not something you should be doing in your marriage, then most likely the habits you were doing while you were single will keep you what? Single, okay? So we create healthy marriage things so that we can have a good marriage, right? But we have automatic programs that were triggered, okay? Maybe you're used to yelling or arguing or being confrontational, okay? Or always winning the argument. Or always winning the argument. I don't know if I stopped the recording or not, so hopefully I didn't. But maybe you're used to always winning the argument or something. You bring something that you're used to being single with into the relationship, and therefore at some point you're going to become single. Okay, we're going to talk about that with broke habits as well too. We have broke habits about ourselves, like, man, why can I not save money? Because there are things that you're constantly doing automatically and you don't think it's a big deal. Okay, we're going to change that. Same thing, another statistic, 60% of America is obese. Wow. Okay, we have a problem. Okay, it's not the people, it's that there's certain things that we've been taught and we just pick up and we just do, right? There's certain things in the system, right? When I talk about the system, I talk about, our economic system that is not necessarily healthy for you, but it's pushed towards you, right? It's commercialized. And we do them because we think that's what we're supposed to do. So we're going to change those thoughts and those beliefs so that you can change and have a healthier lifestyle. And when I talk about a healthier lifestyle, you can have the money, you can have the healthy relationship, you can have the healthy bank account, you can have it all, but we have to change here first. Okay. We have all these diagnoses that we place on people. Me and my wife, we were talking last night or yesterday, and I think everybody's probably ADD, right? Attention deficit disorder. You ever heard that before? And well, I'll say I got ADD moments. The truth is, majority of people have ADD moments. What is ADD, right? They say attention deficit disorder. Okay, that means you are lacking some attention in places when you are supposed to be focused on some things, or maybe you can't focus and you're all over the place. But if we look at this world, it's probably easy to be distracted for a lot of things around you, isn't it? Now that we have Facebook and we have Instagram and we have Snapchat and TikTok and you name it, we got all these things that keep us locked in on our phones, on our devices. So we don't even have time to be aware. We don't have time to think, meditate, pray, you name it. Think people are being devoured by distractions. And that's what's running your life most of the time. And sometimes those distractions, if you allow them to become distractions too long, they become part of your DNA, part of your habituals or your rituals, okay, your habits. And so we got to change those. We got to make you aware. That's the big deal. So I'm gonna bring up a PowerPoint first. We're gonna go through some things real quick, and then we're gonna talk a little bit more, because I really want you to get this, because if you get this and you learn how to change, okay, it's game over. You can change anything in your life. If you want to be rich, you can be rich, okay? If you want to have a great marriage, you can have a great marriage, okay? It's all about commitment. What does commitment require? Commitment requires that, hey, I want to change. I want to do these things regardless of how hard it is. Anybody have that, your fitness you're supposed to do? Okay, I understand how hard fitness can be, where you're supposed to go to the gym. How many people know when we know that we're supposed to go to the gym? Like, it's not even an option. We know that we should take a daily walk, okay? We know that we should drink 8 glasses of water per day, right? We know all the healthy things. We know that we should take minerals and vitamins to keep us healthy, okay? We know all these things, so why don't we do them? Because it's easy also not to do them, and it's not a part of our rituals. It's not a part of our habits. We haven't done them long enough, okay? And so why haven't we committed to those things? Well, I'm going to talk about certain things, and I'm going to talk about a process of committing to change, because there are steps to changing, but you have to volunteer yourself and know that you want to change, okay? So what is the first step to change? Anybody know the first step to change? Okay. First step to change is being aware. See, if you're not aware of where you are that you need to change, then nothing changes. See, some people don't know that they need to change. Some people will live their whole lives not knowing that they need to change, okay? So awareness, period, allows you to change. You know, the great thing is, in that if you ever talk to me and I'm coaching you or mentor you, especially in the business part, you know, I've had people who I'm like, well, you know what to do already. They're like, I know. Okay, they're like, I know. But that's a good thing. That's the first step. We're just stuck on the first step. So you know, when you know that you need to change, congratulations. Most people don't know they need to change. And they stay right where they are. Maybe they're negative, they're toxic, they have the bad relationships, and they don't know why it's keep on happening. They're just doing it. Can you imagine somebody keeps making negative connotation or negative statements, and it's happening to them? They're like, why is this happening to me? They're just unaware. But you're aware. Yes, Fatima, I was actually talking about you too. Yes, Fatima. But you're aware. See, the greatest part, because most people are not this. Awareness, man, that's a gift. To be aware of where you are in life and know that you want to change, because that's the first step of CHEP is being aware. I'm aware that I don't have enough money to retire. I'm aware that I'm not financially free. I'm aware. And then you're like, okay, so let's take the steps to do it. I'm aware that I'm out of shape. And so I know I need to make a plan to go to the gym. I'm aware that maybe my health is not exactly where I want it to be. So I need to go, you know, maybe see a doctor, get my blood work done, or whatever the case may be. I'm aware. Okay. So awareness is the first step. Second step to change is your thoughts. Okay. Once you're aware, we got to change the thought process. Okay. And the thought process is very important when changing your thought process. Why? Because your thoughts are what's going to keep you in motion. Thoughts become things. Now, here's the problem. Our thoughts are entangled with our beliefs that we picked up as children. Okay. So you picked up a lot of things growing up. So, you know, maybe if you're around healthy people, great. You most likely you're going to be healthy, right? Maybe you're around in your family. You ever someone tell you, I don't eat vegetables? Like, I don't eat vegetables. Where do you get that from? What do you mean you don't eat vegetables? You don't take in fiber and anything green. That's not good for your health. Okay. But they're so focused on, I don't eat that. That's not what, like, that came from childhood. It's a program. Okay, so because you didn't eat vegetables when you were a child, it led to your adulthood. And guess what? That's almost generational, because not only do you not eat vegetables, now your kids don't eat vegetables, and then their kids are not going to eat vegetables, and their kids are not going to eat vegetables. So you actually create a legacy of unhealthy people. Okay, that's right. But those are our thoughts and how they work. It's the beliefs, and it's very hard to shake beliefs that have been inserted in you at a very young age. One thing that it's been hard, but I'm thankful for that God gave me is that, you know, and you guys hear me say it all the time, I trust with verification. Okay. I inspect what I expect. Okay. Sometimes you got to investigate, why is it that I believe this? Why is it that I have this thought process, even though I feel it may go against something? I have these things that pop up. No, we get rid of it. Because why? We have strong beliefs of a certain thing. I don't eat vegetables. I don't do this. So you have to change those things, or you will pass them on to your kids and it will hurt them, right? Maybe you've had some things that have passed on you and it's been hard to shake them. Okay. So what are your thoughts? Do you have success thoughts? Do you have supportive thoughts? Some people don't have supportive thoughts to accomplish their goals. So this is an important part, is because we have to create thoughts that will support what we're trying to do. So for example, if you're trying to become rich, or you're trying to make more money, or you're trying to become wealthy, based on certain words that I say right now, I've triggered some of you already, because I said the word rich. Your thoughts went off. Some of you got some feelings in your body. And if you felt it in your body, now crazy part, okay? If I said rich, millions, money, and you felt something in your body, you have embodied a belief. You have embodied a thought. That means your mind doesn't really even have to think it. It's embodied in you. And that's the hardest part, because you're just going to automatically be triggered. Right? It spikes up your emergency system. Right? We do three things: fight, flight, or fight. Right? Fight, flight, or freeze. I'm sorry, fight, flight, or freeze. We do three things with our emergency system. Okay. And so when your body does certain things, those thoughts kick in. That means I've challenged some of your beliefs. Okay. So how do we support our beliefs to support what is it we want? For example, people used to tell me, why go to the gym? He said, I remember older men would always say this. I would stay in the gym. I'm 42 years today. Now I'm the age that people used to tell me that when you get this age, it's all down here from there. Well, that was not true. And I thank God that I did not accept that as my belief. Okay, because it wouldn't support what I've been trying to do in my life, and that's stay healthy for a long, long time, right? Okay, to work on my temple as biblically as it's suggested to me biblically, right? Keep my temple in shape. And so I used to be told when I was working on a gym, hey, I don't know why you're going so hard. The muscle's just going to turn to fat anyway. It's only going to go downhill when you get older. When you get past your 40s and 50s, it's going to get hard. And you know, all that stuff you're building right now is not, you're going to have to keep, you're going to have to maintain it. That's what they would say. You have to maintain it. Okay, that is true, because being fit is a lifestyle. Being healthy is not, it's a lifestyle. It means it's something that you're always going to continually do. You're going to commit to doing for the rest of your life, because you care about this temple, you care about your children, you care about your legacy, you care about the people around you. So you're going to stay around as long as you want, right? You have supportive beliefs like that. Why do I work out? I work out because I want to be here as long as I possibly can for my spouse, for my wife. I stay in shape because I want to be on this earth as long as possibly, so I can enjoy my kids, you know, as they age and as they get older. I want to age gracefully with my family, right? I have certain beliefs in my head that keep me going. Okay. Now let's talk about money. See, success beliefs lead to success. Broke beliefs lead to broke. Okay. We're going to talk about broke beliefs lead to broke. So how does that work? How do success beliefs? Let's talk about another one. And we're going to talk about this one a little bit later on when it comes to making money. I'm going to talk about it through T.Harv Ecker's book, but he talks about our belief about getting rich, right? Does your thought process support you getting rich, or is there something there? Okay, because if you have an automatic system running in the background, it's almost like a virus. Think about it. If you have it, if you want to go do something, right? It's like going on the computer, you want to open up an app, but it keeps closing down. What do we call that? It's a virus in my computer. Okay, some of us, we have a virus in our autonomous programs, right? In our subconscious. It keeps on shutting down what we're trying to do, and that's hard. We got to get rid of that virus, okay? And to get rid of that virus, we have to do things repetitiously. Every time that we are aware that it tries to come in, we shut it down, okay? We got the antivirus, okay? We shut it down. And so getting rich, making money, you got to dispel some of the beliefs you believe about rich people, okay? Some of you have been taught, hey, rich people bad. So therefore, you cannot attract something that you feel is bad. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later. I don't want to get ahead of myself here. So what is the third step? So I'm sorry, the first step, first step is awareness. Second step is thoughts. Third step is your actions. Okay, so your thoughts will become your actions. So for example, if I'm saying, now I'm gonna have a thought, I want to be healthy. Okay, I want to make sure I build muscle. I know to go to the gym. Okay, so that becomes a thought. It needs to become a dominating thought and not against any thoughts that are against that thought. So if you say things like, I hate the gym, okay, that's against the thought of going to the gym. Okay, so you got to cancel those thoughts. Anytime that you think anything negative about what it is you want to do, okay, you have to cancel it, because you have to create a repetition of positive things so that you can have positive actions towards the goal that you say that you want. So if you say that you want to get fit, everything that you're thinking has to lead to the feeling of, I want to go fit. So what I personally do, I'll tell you, when I'm out of the gym, for me to get back in motion, for example, and this is what happens, attention deficit disorder, right? My part is, when I start doing something, I just want to focus on that thing until I finish it. I'm the type of person, like, I'm writing this book, I'm not going to come out of my cave till the book is finished. Okay. But then at the expense of, man, I didn't go to the gym for a couple of days. Oh my God. Or I haven't been able to do this or that. And we could actually do them all, right? I have to change that belief that I only can do one thing. Okay. And so I got my butt up and I started going to the gym as well, along with writing my book, because that's a part of it. And so how did I get back to going to the gym again? Well, for me, I follow a lot of fitness people on Instagram. Okay. So when I want to get motivated, this may not work for you. Okay. I have a certain image of how I want to look fitness wise and how much health I want heart wise. Right. So I go read articles about heart health and getting older and how to make sure I'm taking the right supplements and vitamins. And then I also go look at people who have the results that I want. So I'll just scroll through there. I'll go look at maybe some people lifting in the gym. That motivates me. Yours may be something different. And so when I do that, so now I'm like, man, get your butt up. Let me go to the gym. Have you ever seen someone doing something that you know that you have the skills to do, and they're doing it, and you feel that maybe you might, not that it's cocky, is that you feel that you may be better if you just did it. The only problem you have is you haven't executed. You have an execution problem, okay? Go watch those people. Those people will motivate you. Go watch someone who is doing and living the life that you feel you should be living. And not that they're mediocre or anything, because they're doing their thing. It's that you like, man, they're not better than me, I'm not better than them. You're like, man, that's motivational. They're inspiring me. Now, here's the catch-22. If you look at that person and you're like, how are they doing that? Why are they doing that? Now you're hating. Now you're actually pushing the goal that you say that you want away. So you got to celebrate what you want to duplicate. So you got to be cautious of, you can't be a hater. Haters never win. If you're hating in any area of your life, you will never win. It's a bad energy. Okay, so you can't hate on someone. If you see someone that is doing something that you want to do, maybe you might think they're not doing it good, okay, but they're doing it. Celebrate it. Man, that's awesome. Look at them. That's awesome. I'm going to be there soon. Because you're celebrating what you want to duplicate, and you keep, and your thoughts are supportive of what it is that you want. So your thoughts will eventually push you into action because you're taking the proper and positive thought process for it. Once you start taking action, okay, your actions will lead to results. See, I skipped to the fourth stage. So the fourth stage of change, okay, is your results. This is very important. We got to get results. Okay, so now let me give you the process. Boom, you have the thought, I'm gonna commit to go to the gym. So come January 1st, you got a New Year's resolution. I am going to get fit in 2022. That is it. Okay, you commit to it. You get a coach. Okay, you get someone who's going to keep you accountable so that you don't just wither back. You tell everybody, and you want to know how to keep yourself in the fight. Accountability is a big part of this, and I didn't include it on it. Accountability. You say you want to get fit, tell the world. Tell the world you're going to get fit. Tell the world how many pounds you're going to lose. You want to get rich, tell the world you're going to get rich. Tell the world what you're going to buy. Tell the world what you're going to do. You know why you're not doing that? Because you want a little bit of out. And I'm going to talk about these beliefs here later. So if you're not yelling your goals from the rooftop, if you're not telling your family what you want to do, your friends, your close, your circle, you know, you hear people say, I like to move in silence, right? We say something like that. I move in silence. Sometimes people are saying that because I don't want to convey my moves, because if I don't get it and I fail, then people are going to know that I fail. And I don't want that. But that's a part of why you haven't started and why you haven't committed to change. See, that's actually holding you back. You haven't committed to change yet. And so to commit to change, it means to carve out a path to where you want to go, okay, with no way to turn back. So when I tell someone, I'm getting fit, I'm going to do this, and you start voicing it to everybody, you put it on the internet, you might put up a before picture, okay? You know, and then you put up some progression pictures. Well, you just ain't gonna stop in the middle of that, because people will ask you, hey, how's that journey going? Hey, how's it going? You know, we have a couple people on this call. Congratulations. I watched, they're crushing their fitness goals. They're crushing, you know, their financial goals. All these things relate together, because if you win in one thing, you'll start winning in other things, okay? And so your results are very important. So when it comes to the fitness world, right? You're going to the gym. Maybe you don't see change in the first week. Okay, you got to commit. Commit means I'm going to do it regardless if I see results or not right now. Okay, so let's say you do it for 30 days. Well, congratulations. You just committed to having at least a habit of going to the gym. 21 days will create the habit of going to the gym. The thought of the habit. Okay, 21 days will give you a continual thought. Now, if you want to ingrain it as a habit, 63 days. 63 days straight of thoughts, actions, and eventually you'll get results. Now, here's what I love. Okay, when I've been out of the gym, I'll tell you what happens to me. Okay, especially when I'm off of my diet, off of my lifestyle, eating the way that I eat. When I pass through the window, or if I hop on a scale, I have a certain weight that I have. Like I know I stay in the range of 240 to 245. Okay, most time I have my abs are somewhat quasi there. If I flex, my abs will show up and they be there for me. When those are disappearing, I realize I'm off. And my thought is there like, Randy, get your butt back to the gym ASAP. Okay. And so I have boundaries like getting back to the line. Okay. But when I see results, so I hit back to the gym, I start seeing results, it gets me motivated. Okay. For you, it might be you see a vein or you see something that changes on your body. You're going to be more motivated. So guess what? Results equals more positive thoughts. It's a whole loop. So then we go back to number one. Okay. You're already aware. So we go back to number two, thoughts. So once you have results and you have the continual thoughts, you're now in this positive and successful loop, okay? And so let's talk about what's currently holding you back right now. So remember this TFAR. Well, you remember this acronym TFAR, T-F-A-R, okay? Thoughts become your feelings become your actions become your results, okay? Now let's reverse in there. If you don't have any results right now, you're like, man, I don't have any results. Why don't you have results? Look, are you taking enough? Are you taking the actions? Man, I'm taking the action. Are you? Okay, we look at the feelings. So we reverse engineer where it is we want to go. So in your business, first of all, if your business is not on your mind at all, you don't have a business. Okay, it's not even nowhere. It doesn't even exist because you're not even thinking about it. So for something to exist, it has to be a thought. Okay, so I'm thinking about my business, where I want to go on to become a chairman. I want to be a 6-figure earner. I want to be a 7-figure earner, whatever those things is. You embrace it, you embody it. It becomes a feeling. Boom, it's in my body. I'm going to get rich. You've committed to it. I'm going to make a lot of money. I'm going to be the first self-made millionaire in my family. I'm going to be super healthy. Yeah, I'm going to have whatever it is that you have. You create the feeling and it becomes the actions and the results. Okay, now if you don't have the results, we're looking at our business. I don't have the results. Okay, are you taking action? Maybe you have the thoughts. Maybe you have the feelings, but you don't have the results. Why don't you have the results? Okay, action. Okay, you got to take the action. You got to do the thing. You got to be. Okay, and to be, right, means to think about it and to exist in it. So why are you not doing the things you're supposed to do right now? You're living in the program. Some of you were with us when we talked about the Change the Habit of Being Yourself. We're about to mess it up, but Change the Habit of Being Yourself by Joe Dispenza, right? So this is from that book here, Living in the Program. He's talking about your subconscious. So yeah, you're here right now, but you're making decisions from your past, which is keeping you with past results. Let me say it again. You're making decisions based on your past, which is keeping past results. Some of you still have the same bank account because you're still operating in the past the way you did financially. Some of you still are living in the same type of relationship, or you don't have a better relationship because you're still doing the same habits because of your past. Maybe you learned some bad relationship habits from the past. Maybe you were hung around someone will just tell me, for example, if you are, let's say, if you are a married man or woman getting advice from a single man or woman, and I'm not saying sometimes that might be good because that person may tell you like, listen, I've been there, done that, and they give you the right perspective. But most time on my part, the men, I'm gonna talk about to the men, there's advice that comes out of our mouths that is not conducive to someone who was married, a single man. So a single man, like, I wouldn't do that, blah, blah. If I buy his advice, then I'm gonna have to buy his lifestyle because he's single, okay? Same thing goes for women, right? You buy a single woman's advice, you're gonna buy her lifestyle if she's giving advice for, I wouldn't do something like that if that was me. No, you better pay attention, okay? Make sure you're getting right mentorship from the right people who have the results. Results are a big deal, okay? So what's happening right now? Your habits have kicked in. Your habits are a redundant set of automatic, unconscious, hear me? Unconscious thoughts. That means they just pop in and thoughts become things, and that's the problem. So they're unconscious thoughts and behaviors and emotions, everything we just talked about, right? Your unconscious thoughts become your feelings, which is your emotions, your behaviors, right? Which becomes your actions, okay? And then actions equal your results. So you don't have results because of this right here. Your habits are automatically doing your past, and your habits come from the past. And because they're done repetitiously, okay, you got to be aware of them, and you got to keep on canceling repetitiously and replacing them with something that's good, okay? So here's how we do this. So how do we change our habits? Here's how we change our habits here on the right side. These 10 things are what you're going to do to change your habits, and they're very important. Okay, number one, we're going to identify the habit we want to change. Okay, so, Edwin, I see you, Edwin, he's like, man, I'm going to start eating vegetables. Okay, so anytime you pick up something that's not good for you, like, you know what? I can probably eat something much healthier now. And every time you stop the program, every time that you identify, boom, I'm about to put this Dorito in my mouth, and I know I'm not supposed to be eating Doritos right now, I'm going to go and replace that with a bag of carrots. And you will grab the bag of carrots. You just disrupted an automatic system. You interrupted a habit, okay? So if you keep on doing that, eventually you will break the bad habit and it will be replaced with your good habit, okay? Same thing for going to the gym, okay? You get to have a decision every single day. Every day you wake up, you can say, I'm gonna go for 30 minutes, or you can say, I don't have time. I'm gonna tell you, most people will find something else to do than do something that in their heart that's they feel is unpleasurable or things that they're not used to, right? It makes you uncomfortable. Well, I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna just do what I like to do or what I'm normally doing. Okay, so you don't break the program. So you keep your program going. You, as a matter of fact, every time that you get aware of the program and you don't react towards the program, you actually reinforce the program. Okay, let me say it again. Every time that you become aware of a bad habit that pops up and you don't cancel it out with a good habit, you let the bad habit just overcome it and be itself and do your thing. Maybe you eat bad, maybe you don't go to the gym, maybe you keep spending money and you know you need to save money, maybe you don't invest. Every time you become aware of what you're supposed to do and you don't do it, you reinforce what you're not supposed to do. And this is the problem. And so your bad habits are getting stronger and stronger and stronger, and it becomes very difficult. Number two, okay? So you identify it, great, I'm aware of it. Now I got to supplement it. Look at what you are getting out of it, okay? So what are you getting out of it? If I go to the gym, I'm gonna be more healthier. I'm gonna get the body of my life. I'm gonna have a healthier heart. I'm gonna have better lungs, okay? If I do cardio, I'm gonna have better cardiovascular. So what is it in it for me? Make it emotional, okay? If I live a longer life, I live a longer life for my kids, okay? One day they're gonna have grandkids. One day they're gonna have kids and they're gonna be my grandkids. I wanna live a longer life to spend time with my grandkids. So I look at those things to emotionalize why I'm doing things that are gonna be painful for the first 21 days, okay? They're gonna be painful maybe for 30 days, even maybe for 60, okay? Until you can't stop it. You need to do it enough until it becomes an automatic program. And so it takes 63 days to lock a good habit into your automatic program. Imagine just being able to get up, like, I'm going to the gym, and you just go, okay? I didn't realize how hard that was, but it's difficult for a lot of people. Imagine being able to not spend money when you're not supposed to spend money, right? Because you've created that, right? You're creating success habits or success thoughts that are in tune with what you're trying to do. Honor your wisdom. Now, here's how this one works. Honor your wisdom is we know what we're not supposed to do, but we do them anyway, right? You got a late night and you like, man, I'm gonna have this snack right here, eat some ice cream and watch a movie, but you always yell that I don't have time. You always say, I don't have time. And, I need to get healthy, but we still do what we know we're not supposed to do. We're not honoring our wisdom, okay? Honor yourself. Most of us, we're not honoring ourselves daily. We override every time we think of the positive thing. We're like, you act like you don't know better, right? That's saying you don't know better. You do know better, okay? You know what you're supposed to do, so just do it. In our business, right? We know that we're, if we want to grow business and become this rank and make some money, we know that we're supposed to show people. We know that we're supposed to help our organization. We know that we're supposed to learn a presentation. We know that we're supposed to speak. We know that we're supposed to plug into our academy so we can learn more information and get education so we can be valuable to other people. We know that we're supposed to do, but we don't do them. Why? Because we lack honoring our wisdom. We lack honoring what we're supposed to do. So number 3, honor your wisdom. Number 4, choose something to replace the unhealthy habit. Okay, well, you know that, right? So you have your bad habit. Find something that's good, replace it, okay? It must be replaced. If you don't replace a bad habit with a good habit, then your bad habit is gonna automatically kick in. This is the part. You must replace the automatic system with something. You have to, because if you don't, it will come back in, okay? So that's important. And so you gotta always think about what am I gonna replace with it? So today, I'm gonna give you some homework. Okay, there's things that you want to change about yourself. I want you to make 2 columns on a piece of paper. You can make it the long way. Okay, 2 columns. One column with the bad habit that you have. Second column with good habits you're going to replace it with. Maybe, hey, I spend too much money. So what are you going to replace it with? Hey, I'm going to save money and invest it, the money that I thought. So anytime I go to spend money, do I really need to buy this? Is this needed in my household? Okay, no, I can invest that. So anytime that I think about spending money, I was going to spend it, I'm going to take it, I'm going to invest that money. Okay. I'm going to buy some Bitcoin. I'm going to do this. Okay. I'm replacing a bad habit with a good habit, right? Anytime that, I want to go to the gym, anytime I'm thinking about not going to the gym, hey, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm just going to do it, right? I'm replacing that habit. I'm replacing the thought with a good thought, good habit. Okay. Remove triggers. A lot of us, we have triggers and we don't know them. And maybe if someone, this is how you can become aware. If someone close to you who loves you tells you something, listen to them. Okay. And if they're coming from a good place, not that they're whining, if they're saying, hey, you have this going on, you got that, listen, pay attention. Or if you're getting it from multiple people, pay attention. This is where coaching and mentorship is required. Some of us, we have ego. We don't want to listen to our mentors or coaches. Well, therefore, that's not really your mentor or coach, is it? Okay. So we got to remove the ego, remove triggers. Your triggers, your ego kicks in. So anytime that ego kicks in, we found a trigger. Okay. And so be aware of that. Don't be snappy about it. So it may be like, hey, I'll tell you, it might be like, hey, going to the gym. You get upset about it. It might be, you need to save money. You get upset about it. You all about how much money you get upset about it. Whatever your emotions rise from, I want you to inspect it. Why am I getting emotional now? Why is this a trigger? Okay. And then reassess. Inspect what you expect. Okay. Number 6, visualize yourself changing. We are visual people. Okay. So for me personally, like I said, I go through Instagram and I look at all the body types that my body is close to. I'm like, man, let me get my butt back to work. Had I did this for 6 months straight, I would already be here. Okay. And so that's what motivates me is I go look at where I should be at. Okay. And I'm like, I'm getting my butt to the gym. Okay. I look at for financials. Listen, here's why I get motivated for my financials. You gotta change your circle. Okay. You have to be around people who stretch you. If you're hanging around people who are in the same income bracket as you, okay, and you ain't trying to be in that income bracket, you're going to always be in that income bracket because you see comfortable and rich don't live in the same place. Comfortable and rich, comfortable and change don't live in the same place. You have to get uncomfortable. So for me, I'm in groups where cats are making way more money than I make. You have in our company, we have top guys who have portfolios that are already sitting at 18 million. Okay. So I hang around with big thinkers, people who think about big money, who have big money already and are doing the things, and it keeps me motivated. It keeps me focused. It keeps me doing what I'm supposed to do. So, hey, I'm not going to spend there. I'm going to invest more here. I'm going to do more here. I'm going to build my business a little bit harder. Why? Because I'm staying around successful people. But if I keep on staying around people who allow me to be comfortable where I'm at, and maybe they may be, it's not that they allow you, they might be, I don't want to say subordinate to you. You may be their mentor. Okay, you may be mentoring them, so they look up to you automatically. So you almost could do no wrong. So everything you do is like, oh my God, that's awesome. Can you imagine if I drunk the juice of everybody telling me, Randy, you're doing this, you're that? Great, I love it, I appreciate it, I'm grateful, I thank God. But that if I just said, okay, I'm good right here, I wouldn't accomplish my personal goals. So I must stretch myself, and I'm aware that I have to get around people who are way better than me, okay, who have already succeeded where I wanted to go, and I must keep my eyes focused, and I stay and I look, okay, what's their financials? Oh man, let's keep going. Let's keep going. I'm not done. Keep going. And you got to be accountable to someone. And I'll tell you, for the money part, it will be the hardest part to be accountable to someone, because you don't want to let people know your situation. You don't want to let people know that maybe you don't have any money in the bank account. You don't want to let people know you've been living a paycheck to paycheck. Okay, you don't let people know, listen, I was waiting for this check to come because I didn't have money this week. I get it. Been there, done that. Okay. And I had a very pivotal and important conversation with a financial advisor when I was starting a whole life insurance plan. I'll tell you, I had triggers. Asked me, he said, what's your net worth? Okay. And you guys hear me talk about it already. What's your net worth? And I remember going to a piece of paper, the most embarrassing moment of my life, over a phone call. Okay. And I'm like, that fumbling, what's my net worth? Something I never thought about. Okay. You hear it, never thought about it. What's your net worth? So my car's worth this much. We still got groceries in the refrigerator. I'm being funny, but for me, that was a trigger. But it also was a point of awareness where I said, Randy, you're a grown man. You got to change. And I went to change. Okay. So I know what it feels like to not be in the position you want to be in, and you don't want to tell anybody. But if I can tell you, if you don't tell anybody, and of course, you got to tell someone you confide in, a mentor you confide in, that's truthful to you, right? That really cares about your change, right? That's not going to tell the world, look, and just so you know, you're not the only one, okay? Only 5% of people in the world are financially free. So don't think that when you're talking like I'm the only one, you're not the only one, okay? You're not the only one. So when it comes to committing to change, awareness and openness is a good thing for you, because you will change. The day that I did do that, and I told them where I wanted to go. And they were able to give me a solution. Some of this stuff is really blessing me today, actually. Okay. And so you have someone who really gives you the thought, like, okay, but if you don't tell us where you at, if you don't tell somebody where you're at, or you're not truthful where you're at, you're not going to change. Okay. If you're not truthful where your money is at right now, you're not going to change. If you're scared to tell someone or confide in mentorship or coaching or hire someone, maybe you might need a financial advisor. Maybe you might need a Dave Ramsey. Okay. You got to be truthful. Whatever that professional is, you got to be truthful for them. Think about it this way. If you go to the doctor, right? Maybe you have a sore throat. Maybe you have a runny nose. Okay. But the doctor just can't see it off cuff. So when you walk in the office, the doctor says, hey, what's going on? And the doctor's he just doesn't know, like he puts a hand over like, oh, this is what's wrong. You got to tell him the symptoms. And when you tell him the symptoms, he can give you a possible diagnosis and then give you a cure. But the problem is most of us, we're hiding our symptoms. We're hiding our broke symptoms. We hide our habits of what we do. And that's our ego. That's us. We don't want to be triggered. We don't want anybody in our circle, in our life. We don't want them to know that. And because we don't want them to know that, we never change. So I want you to change. So definitely open up, visualize where you're supposed to go to. Okay. And so your financial, visualize where you want your account at. Know what your net worth is. If your net worth is negative right now, that's okay. It's okay. It's not going to stay there. Okay. You're going to build up because now we've got to get out of this hole. Okay. Monitor your negative self-talk. Same thing. Okay. Anytime you have anything negative about going somewhere, you have to cancel. You have no idea how poisonous this is to your life, regardless because it's automatic. If you say something negative, it's just off the cuff. I don't like that because this. Leave me alone because that. You've now just reinforce your habits and your negative things that have been impacting you. So monitoring your negative self-talk is you can do the things that you say that you can't do. I can't go to the gym. I don't have enough time. I don't want to do this. I don't want to build, or I don't want to trade, or I don't want to do this. That's negative talk. And all you're doing is reinforcing your current life. Okay. Because you're making statements off of your past. How do I know you're making statements off of your past? Because we look at, Wanda did a great call. She talked about the fruit, right? She talked about transformation. So how do you know you have the transformation? How do you know you have the results? Okay. If you don't have those things, you're still operating off past experiences, past results, past negative talk, and you're letting it come into your future. So you got to get rid of it. Cancel. If I were you, I would stay away from any negative talk, period. Anything negative, period. That's how serious I am about changing my life, right? I care about my marriage. I care about my kids. I care about my money. I care about my parents. I care about everything in my life, okay? So I don't want to contribute any negative talk to anything, okay? Number 8, take baby steps. This is hard for people because they think the problem that we have is when we make a decision, we want it to happen tomorrow. I want to get rich tomorrow, okay? We want it right then and there. And when it doesn't happen within a short amount of time, maybe 30 days, 60 days, we quit. This is why a majority of people quit. They're not used to bite-sized pieces of their goals, and they want it instantaneously because that's what's been programmed into us. Success is not going to be instant, okay? Here we are, we're 9 years into this game of being entrepreneurs. And I'll tell you, a majority of our results came in the past 3 years, okay? I'll say again, a majority of our results, major results came in the past 3 years, okay, in this industry, okay? So you're going to have to take steps. We've been doing it for 9 years in this industry in network marketing, but far as like on the track of success, 2007 is when I really started, when I wanted to change. 2007 is when I committed to saying, I'm going to be rich. I'm going to be a millionaire, 2007. And it just took some time. We just had to work and things just start changing and happening, okay, over time. And I can't imagine had I got frustrated, halfway through and quit, I would not be where I'm at right now. Thank God I did not. So just know that you're going to take baby steps and there's going to be pullbacks in your life. Number 9, and I did not bring my clock over here. So I have no idea what the time is right now, but I'll take a look here. Except that you will sometimes falter. So accept failure. You're going to fall. You're going to fail. Failure does not mean that you're not successful or that you won't be successful. And number 10, know that it will take some time. We just talked about this. 21 days to create a habit, 63 days to lock it in. Okay. So that's it. What time do we have already? 10:56. Okay. So creating those things, know that it's going to take time. 60 days doing something straight, 60 days saving money, okay? 60 days going to the gym, 60 days saying positive things to your spouse every single day. I love you, giving them a hug. Listen, one of the things that we started doing in our household, because sometimes we get so busy, okay, I can give you guys one. In the morning, like when my wife is up, give her a hug, coffee, hug, touch, okay? Because sometimes, listen, we wake up, this is crazy, and we're not even aware of it. Me and my wife, we became like, oh my God, we went a whole day without even hugging or kissing each other. That's not healthy. And so we make it a point, like when I see you, I'm gonna give you a hug, give you a kiss, right? And it's habitual. I know, I'm aware. And so when you become aware of these things, you start changing them. So married couples, okay? You should be affectionate, give a hug, give a kiss, make a good statement. I love you, whatever that is, every single day until it becomes a habit, okay? So now I'm bringing this last part as we close this in, okay? So bear with me here. Business-wise, why is it that only 5% of people are financially free? It's our habits, our thoughts, our beliefs, right? And so now today, I'm going to go through this. This is a little small. Look, I love this book right here. See this book right here, The Good Millionaire, okay? How to Make a Lot of Money by Helping a Lot of People. It's by T. Harv Eker. And I'm going to just go through a couple. He has 5 beliefs that are holding people back, and I want to go over them with you. But you have 5 beliefs that are not supportive of you becoming rich. I just heard, I was watching Coach Lawrence, he was doing a live, and I was looking at some of the statements that people were saying, and I'm like, I don't even argue with people. I don't go down that lane no more. Okay, it's just not worth it. You guys can write this down. Cognitive dissonance. Okay, when someone that has a belief, they have a belief. You ain't gonna shake that belief for the most part. Okay, they're gonna have to be. Remember, they got to go through the change. It's voluntary. So what's the first step of change? Awareness. So someone who is arguing, they're not aware yet. So don't you argue. You're gonna be hurt. You're gonna be upset. Leave it alone. Okay, have peace. Let them be. They will figure it out if it's for them. Okay, you just go do what you're supposed to do. So I'm watching, this live, and I'm watching people make statements. I see someone says, "Look, getting rich isn't for everyone," and I cringe like, "Ooh, shoot, shake that off, cancer. I don't want that virus in my system." Okay, rich is for everyone because we must. But some of you are saying, "No, it's not," because blah blah blah. Well, I'm gonna give you 5 beliefs, and we're gonna change that thought process. Okay, because the truth is, what do you mean rich is not for everyone? What is rich? Rich is considered above, I think above the worth, or the top 1% is 488,000 here in America. But being rich is, it's not, being rich is not, you don't have to be a millionaire to be rich either. You understand that, right? Okay, you have way more than enough still. Okay, you could have $500,000, you're rich. Okay, but obviously most of us, we think in the terms of millionaire. So we're going to talk in terms of millionaire. Millionaire being millionaire rich is what we're talking about. You need $1 million to retire. Okay, most people are going to work for 30 years to make $1 million, so they have enough so they can live with their grandkids and grandbabies, live at least 20 more years after their retirement, live at least to 85 and have an income to be able to take care of you. Because if you don't, then you leave burden on someone else. Okay, so this is the thought process we have to think through. So I'm gonna go through his 5 beliefs real quick. If you want to get this book, you can. It's actually a workbook, and I love it. Okay, so I even worked through this as well. And so that TFR, he talks about thoughts, feelings, actions, results, but then we gotta shape beliefs that we have. Okay, so he says broke belief number 1: if I have more, someone else will have less. Anybody had that belief before? If you have more, then someone else will have less. It won't be enough. Okay. And he goes, maybe you were taught not to want too much, because if you wanted too much, you'll be considered what? Greedy, right? If you want to get rich, make money, you'll be considered what? Greedy. What do people say when you say, when they're looking at, for example, those who are in IM, when someone's looking at the comp plan or they're talking about money, they say, well, and you ask them, if you ever ask somebody, hey, so how much you want to make in our program? How much you want to make trading? Well, the first thing they say is what? Well, I don't want to be greedy, but $2,000 would be nice, or $1,000 a week would be nice, right? But the first thing they say, I don't want to be greedy. Woo! That automatic program is vicious, isn't it? It just kicks in. They don't even know why they say it. Why'd you say that? Why would you say that you're greedy? That's a scarcity mentality. And a scarcity mentality is not going to allow you to get wealthy. Okay, to help other people. He goes, the fact is there are hundreds of trillions of dollars in the economy. Yes or yes? There's trillions of dollars in the economy. Can you at least get $1 million? Let's think about it that way. There's trillions of, we're about to hit y'all realize we're about to hit a quadrillion, right? We're about to hit a quadrillion in the next 8 years. Don't you want a piece? You don't think you deserve like a milla percentage? Because that's what that is of a quadrillion. Do you think that's being greedy if you get a milla percent of a quadrillion? Are you still greedy? No, right? So we got to change that thought. Okay. So there's more than enough. He has you do a declaration. There's more than enough money for everyone. 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 Okay. So get that thought out of your head that if I have more, then there's not going to be enough, because that's what the world paints to you. Do not conform to the things of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Think about, I see what the news sells to people. Oh, the rich people are doing this and the taxes, and they play everybody against each other. Rich people are bad, huh? Rich people this, they taking all the money, they're taking all the jobs. And you have that belief, and it gets in your subconscious. So broke belief number one is, broke belief number two, if I try to make a lot of money or I try to get rich, I might fail and get disappointed. If I have that belief, I'm gonna be disappointed if I try to go and I don't get it. Right? That's fear. And so all this is based in fear, and you can't have fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real. Okay, this is probably one of the worst things to have, is to not try. Most people say, oh, well, if I don't try, I can't fail. Right? If I don't do it, then I can't fail, right? That old gotcha game, psychology game. Nah, you failed automatically. Okay, you failed before you started. Okay, so you got to do it and understand that failure is a part of the process. Okay, so you can say, I am a winner. I am a winner. You can put your hand over your heart for the vibrations. I am a winner. I am a winner. Why? You put that in you. We got to put it in your subconscious. Okay. So it becomes a part of you, your habits. So it's not a bad thought anymore, because we got to create supportive beliefs for where you're trying to go. He goes, comfortable and rich are not the same. Okay. So you can't be comfortable and rich at the same time. Broke belief 3. The goal of having a lot of money or getting rich is shallow or selfish. How many of you felt that one? Okay, getting rich is selfish. Woo, man. The goal of having a lot of money or getting rich is shallow or selfish. I want to definitely hit this one, okay? Because I want you to examine and think about why people think this way. Because a lot of people think this way, and because you think it's shallow or selfish, you'll never make a lot of money, and you never become wealthy. Period. So he says conversely that. So catch the catch-22, because we need to change this thought, okay? So first, broke belief, right? The goal of having a lot of money or getting rich is shallow or selfish. And then conversely, that would mean that having very little money makes you deeper and more generous. Is that true? When you don't have no money, you're more generous. No, you can't help the poor being poor. Because we used to be sold, like, let me tell you from my Christian counterparts, right? Okay, my family, okay? We were told that Jesus was poor, okay? And to negate the importance about money. And we found things maybe to support it, because Jesus hung around the poor. But then you go into one scripture and it goes, you know, when Judas was talking, when they were putting the perfume and getting him prepared, getting the perfume on his feet, Mary was rubbing perfume on his feet. And Judas got mad because he was holding the money. He was actually stealing the money for real, though. But she was rubbing the perfume on his feet. And Judas goes, you're rubbing a year's worth of perfume on his feet. Like, we can go sell that and give to the poor. We can go be charitable with that. And Jesus says one thing. He goes, the poor will always be among us. By him saying that suggests that, well, he didn't consider, he's not poor. Okay. The poor will always be among us. And so we've got this thing in our head that it's bad or selfish to be rich. Okay. But when we think about it, question, it just makes you more of who you are. If you're a generous person, even where you currently are, do you think you'd be more generous when you're making more money? Absolutely. Now, a bad person is a bad person. No matter if they have money, they're going to be a bad person anyway. Okay. Bad people do get rich too. Okay. And that's, we're going to dispel these things that we believe, because they're stopping us from where we're going. So conversely, when we look at that statement, it's not really true, because someone who has a little bit of money, okay, they're not more generous. They don't have the money to give. So that's something more of keeping you in the space that you're at. He call it a broke thought process that will keep you broke. Okay. So why be rich? Now you got to determine why. We talk about these habits. Okay. You have a better lifestyle, ability to contribute to others. Okay. And you can grow yourself in the process. Broke belief number 4. Rich people are bad. Rich people are corrupt. Rich people take advantage of other people. That one's probably one. Rich people take advantage of other people. How many people believe that? Rich people take advantage of other people. Okay. Or they're bad. So overall, rich people are bad. Why do we believe that? Okay. Well, let's just look at and let's examine that whole statement. Okay. Is it true that some rich people can be bad? Yes. Right. Some rich people can be bad. Not all of them are bad. But is it true that some middle class people can be bad? Okay. Is it true that some poor people can be bad? Yes. So what does money have anything to do with it then? If everybody can be bad. So it has nothing to do with it. Okay. It's a broke belief. Money has nothing to do with being bad or good. And so we have to get it out of our mind because it's holding you back right now. And then broke belief number 5. Money is not important. Man, don't we get money ain't everything. Okay, money's not important. And we compare it to something that is important to us, right? That's a big one. This is how people like to stomp you when it comes to money. Because most time it's in fear, it's in scarcity mentality and so forth. Okay. Many people say money is not important because things in their life are more important. So you say money is not important because other things in your life are more important. So let's look at it once again. Okay. So for example, he says that money is not as important as love. Right? How many of you let me believe that money is more important than love? Of course not. Okay. Okay. Well, let's catch 22. Catch 22. Maybe so, he says, but why the comparison? Why are we comparing money and love? What do they even have to do together? What's more important, your arm or your leg? Both, right? Both. Okay, so here's where the beliefs. I'm telling you, we jacked up people. What's more important, your arm or your leg? You're like, what? Because you're in your head, you're like, what, you gonna cut one of them off? No, they're both important. I want both of my legs. Okay. I want to love and have money. No, so if God came down and he said, Randy, you could either just love your wife or make money, then if God came down and said that, I'm like, God, I'm gonna love my wife. We gonna figure it out. Okay. We just gonna have to be at the bottom together. We good. Okay. Yes, if that decision came, I'm gonna choose my wife and choose love. Okay. But that's not on the table, y'all. Okay. We can love and make money. So let's crush that belief. Okay. And the last thing I'm gonna end this with is this. He has a declaration that you can write down because we got to start understanding that everything can be important. If I have this, then I don't have that. We all, for some reason, we have been programmed to match or compare, and comparison is a thief. It will rob and steal your joy. Okay, here's a declaration right here. He says, money is important to me. Health is important to me. Happiness is important to me. Love is important to me. They are all important to me. Okay, money is important to me. Health is important to me. Happiness is important to me. Love is important to me. They're all important to me. Okay, and you can say that on a daily basis. Okay, you don't have to choose one or the other, and that's the problem. We have placed our life until where we got to choose one or the other. We put God in the box. We put our God in a box. Like I can only give you money, or I can only give you love. Okay, I can only give you happiness, or I can only give you this. No, he can give you all things, right? All things are possible through thou that believe, right? We have to really consider and understand these things. He says all things are possible through thou that what? Believe, right? We're getting to set up these beliefs. We get an option to believe. Okay, so whatever it is you want out of life, okay, go visualize that picture, right? Because Habakkuk 2:2, it says, write it down, make it plain, write it down, make it plain and clear, read it every day so you run to it. That's it. Have the vision of where you're going in this life and believe that God has given you everything that you need to go accomplish it. Okay, complete those and get those supportive goals. So really what we're talking about today, change is voluntary. Change requires your personal commitment that you say, I want to change and I'll do what I need necessary to make that change happen for me. So we have gotten a little bit past our call. I appreciate you guys. That is our morning mentorship call. Listen, it is time for us to make that change. You got to go back and look at some videos to keep reinforcing what it is that you're trying to do. Keep doing that. Listen, I'm still a student. There are so many books that Wanda and I read. You know, Wanda finished the book. I bought the book. Wanda finished the book first. We'd be fighting over who's gonna read what book. So this was one of the books we had. Wanda actually mentors and coaches from this book as well too. It's called The Power of Rituals: Turning Everyday Activities into Soulful Practices. You know, I talk about, you know, some of you can claim efficiencies if you want to. I don't claim efficiencies, but you know, my kids were dyslexic, right? I was dyslexic. I didn't know it. Listen, I got through school straight A's, you know, did some bad things. I was a little bad kid, once in time, still got some straight A's. Okay. I was dyslexic. So why was I able to complete some things? First of all, no one put a diagnosis on me. That was one. Okay. So I just dealt with it. Secondly is I knew I wanted to still go to school and I wanted to finish. That was important to me. It was important to my mom. Okay. And so I read and I just knew I just need to do extra and do more than everybody else. Okay. So you got to create rituals and habits. And once you do that, you're running on autopilot, right? You ever see that person that seems like everything they do, they win. Everything they touch, they win. Man, they're just good at doing that. They just have automatic programs that over time they just program in their life, and now they're just running on autopilot. A lot of things I do, I'm just running on autopilot, and I thank God for this. You know, some of this may take you 20 years to get to that, and it may be less, but you got to start, okay? And the start becomes with you being aware. So that is our call, folks. Let's go. Thank you, Legacy Worldwide.